This is my bro right here. Number one, this dude had the balls to come to my home and debate me. Most people don't got. How many people have you asked to debate me and they decline? Decline.
A lot of people.
Decline.
Sorry,
all decline. I'm talking about big numbers. This dude bring me Shakka's head on a platter. Okay? That's what he did. He has my respect. I'm not going to let anybody diminish him. His arguments, his performance, nothing. He was stellar. He stood his ground. He went for the differences where he felt that they were meaningful. I'm not going to take that away from him. I just choose to disagree because of where my value, I'm going with the literature and whatever else, what I know to be true, right? And what I've seen established before my eyes. So, you know, and that's really all it is. If you're a Christian and you agree with what he said and you feel like it buttresses your arguments, then okay. I think anybody who feels threatened by the fact that you may have agreed with something that he said, they need to question their own confidence in what they believe. You don't owe them that. He doesn't owe me believing anything I said or believing anything I showed. I tell everybody at the end of the day, you got to deal with your own conscience. Right? And that's what's going to determine to me who you are. To me, I got to deal with my own conscience. If I came here and I spoke falsely against him, or I spoke false, or if I tried to deceive you with anything that I showed you, then as far as I'm concerned, I lost the debate if I tried to deceive you. Because to me, it's the spirit that you bring to a discussion that matters the most to me. If you say that you brought the spirit of Christ in your discussion, right? Look, this is my gift.
Did you know ancient pharaohs usually ejaculated into the Nile for a good harvest? And it all ties to their belief in the god Atum. According to Egyptian mythology, Atum created the universe through an act of self-creation. Yes, you heard that right, by masturbation. His divine act brought life into existence, symbolizing fertility and creation. To honor Atum and ensure the land's fertility, pharaohs performed symbolic rituals which included masturbating along the Nile during festivals. They believed these acts connected them to Atum's divine power, encouraging the annual flooding of the river that was essential for irrigation and a bountiful harvest. Do you think this is a method that should be employed in today's agriculture? Let us know in the comments.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Racha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren, you fellow believers of this truth, and shalom to the elect. Anyway, it seems that these situations against Israelites is getting weirder by the day. We've seen what happened to Al-Azhar, right? We've seen, all the controversies, the camp splits besides Sakari. Vocab has infused himself in this. It seems like all these guys are brothers, and y'all should know what I mean by brotherhood. It looks like they all are kind of juiced in the brotherhood. Now, Sarnetta, he has, as Elder Apostle Tahar said, he's losing the debate content. He needs Al-Azhar. He needs the Sakari. He needs the ISHBK. And what they're doing is they're running a circus around the people. None of them agree, but it's just interesting for each party to present their own side to get lickbacks at one another. So what you have is a situation where two people totally disagree, two sides, two audiences, and each audience member look at their leader or their teacher, right, or who they represent, and they'll say things back and forth, and it just entices the audience. But meanwhile, nobody comes together and say, this is the truth. So after the debates, you'll see Egyptologist Shakka Ahmose, they'll say he won, and then Vocab Malone will say he won. So what I want to do first is I want to go to the comments of Vocab Malone. I haven't seen them, so I'm getting ready to go check them out. Let's see. 40 comments. I just can't trust anyone who dresses like October 31st. He looks like the hood of Pharaoh. Vocab puts in that work. Appreciate you, bro. You know, and this is not about Vocab's. Like these Christians and a lot of these Israelites, I'm going to speak for all of them. None of them really care about salvation. None of them really believe. They're all in it for the entertainment. This is all this is. Anybody, how do you debate an Egyptologist continuously? I can understand, okay, one time y'all had a debate. We got it. But now this man is going to this man's house. Netta is sitting there in this man's house. They all look dusty. Vocab pretty much look cleaner than the rest of them. And I'm not saying Netta can't hook himself up, but that day when he was sitting there, Vocab looked like the cleanest one. Like, what's going on with these guys, man? That this so-called Egyptology is supposed to be uplifting black people, and the only thing they can accept is calling a white man his brother. Now, we say it ain't strictly skin color GMS, but I'm just saying, this is what he looks at. The white man is now his brother. Said Netta, the white man is brother. This is why all that black conscious Egyptologists, it's all fake. Now, why don't they put them lip plates in their mouth? Why don't they get their women to put those lip plates in and get those big nose rings, man? Why don't they get them Flintstone bones through their nostrils, man? You won't see them do that. Somebody said that what I know to be true. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I got to respect Dr. James White. Dr. James White, after he did the debate with the GOCC, what's his name? Elder Hashah Rakah Hashah, or whatever his name is, Elder Rakah Hashiyah. And he said, it's not worth it anymore. I put the information out there, and I believe Dr. James White had a problem with these shenanigans of these debates, these faithless debates. Okay? Shakka. That's right. And Vocab loves this attention. He just loves the attention. Respect, bro, respect. Proud of you, Vocab. This is a thing where it's starting to get, this is beyond biblical truth, right? This has nothing to do with biblical truth. This has everything to do with gimmicks and entertainment and a show. It's kind of like a Netflix show. This is what it's turned into. And Vocab horned in on the entertainment. He's getting paid too. I believe all these guys are agents. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. It says, dang, Vocab, you went to Ahmose's house? That's what's up. Let's get a scripture. 2 John 1 and 10. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not in your house. I mean, this is weird, because this is talking about an Israelite who don't want to receive someone wicked in the house. Why the hell would I go to an Egyptian house and debate him, right? And knowing he's not going to change. This man is about 50 years old, plus years, got a big string out of his head that he cut off, put a big turban sheet around or some type of sheet around his head, right? And he's got flip-flops on and coming up in this dirty house to debate him. Damn, clean up before you go put your stuff on the internet. This is madness. And then he's got this black-ass 5 o'clock shadow. And we know what Shakka Ahmose was doing. We heard the rumors alleged that he did the same thing Polite did. I had the video of the woman's, I can't say testimony, but of the woman's point of views of what she saw, what happened to her as a stepdaughter. I'm not going to get into that. All these guys are weird, man. But we see what's happening is they're all coming together to come against Israelites. So you Sakariites, right? You ISBK, Isupians, as somebody called them, y'all was all set up. That's what I believe. That woman that Alazar was seeing, she probably set him up. I said that before. When I first heard that, text messages and such, I said, yeah, yep. She found out his fantasies and what he liked, any kind of weakness, and then poured it on, man. That's all it took. How do you know that the elites don't hire these women? Well, hell, they was getting paid for doing what they do anyway. They will pay you to sleep with them. If you watch, I can't remember that movie. Was it Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger? I believe that was the movie. And the agent was there in the house, and she played his wife and everything else the whole time. He never knew that was an agent, and she was sleeping with him and everything. They got into her mind so she wouldn't fall weak to be laying up with somebody, man. I just wanted to bring that out. Let's go to Acts 19:9. It says here, I believe this is with Paul. It says, but when some were hardened and disobedient, speaking evil of the way before the multitude, he departed from them and separated the disciples, reasoning daily in the school of Tyrannus. You know what I'm saying? Let me go here. So we could see the wickedness. You can't just keep going back and forth with these debates. Let me go up a little bit. This is that's why Apollos was in Corinth. Paul had passed through the upper country. Yep. It says, and he entered into the synagogue and spake boldly for the space of 3 months, reasoning and persuading as to things concerning the kingdom of God. But when some were hardened and disobedient, speaking evil of the way before the multitude, he departed from them. This is exactly why when they spoke evil of us at Great Millstone, said we was rapists and sick pediols, we have no company. We have no reason debating with these guys. And separated the disciples, reasoning daily in the school of Tyrannus. And this continued for the space of 2 years, so that all they that dwelt in Asia heard the word of the Lord, both Jews and Greeks, Israelites, Grecians. And God wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul. See that? So all that stuff they did to us, you see it all ramping up, and they're getting angry. So, you know, it's kind of crazy that all this stuff happens, and they got to get these debates going. You sheeple, you're dealing with wolves in sheep's clothing. And Vocab does videos, and he puts the image, I seen it, I didn't watch it, of police cars, and I don't know if it was Apostle Tahar, I don't know, and said they called the police on me, as if to say, we got them, and they're scared of us. You know, that's what bullies do. That's what they do. They start trouble. And when the person doesn't feed into the trouble, they got to ramp it up and then tell the people, you know, around them, he was scared of me. That's what they do. I've seen people like that. Troublemakers do that. They'll start a whole bunch of trouble that they can't win. And then when the person counteracts that trouble and move away from it or avoids the trouble, then they'll look at him and say, see, he's a punk. He don't want to fight. Because that's what everybody's there for anyway. Everybody's there to see the fight. This is the same thing that's happening in Israel. The Israelites. They yanking in all these debates. We never subscribed to any of the debates at Great Millstone. But somehow, this man, Shakka, well, not Shakka, said Netta, Brother Polite, it might have been Shakka Most, I don't know. They popped out with these bright cameras and rolled up and tried to institute us into debates. And then they went to the Apostles of Great Millstone just to try to rev up a debate. And you see where it went. See, at the end of the day, it's what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah says. It's all about his elect. It's not about anybody else. This is why we don't debate, because we're only out for the elect. We're not out to try to reach and save everybody. I'm not out to try to save Egyptians, right? Or Israelites who want to be Egyptians. There's nothing you can convince this man that he's now going to convert. What can you convince him now after all these years that you couldn't before to get this man to convert? You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't. they have to be ready on their own. If there's an addict, you can't tell an addict and keep driving them into the halfway house to rehab and say, look, get fixed. All you can tell them is it's time for you to get healed. It's time for you to get fixed. But we can't tell you that anymore. You know what I'm saying? We told you. What are you supposed to do after that point? Anyway, let's go here. Titus 3 and 10. Warn troublemakers. This is the CEV version. Warn troublemakers once or twice. Then don't have anything else to do with them. See, I had to go into different versions if Vocab looks at the Bible and see. You know what I'm saying? Which is not for him. But this is a call to you other Israelite groups, or let me say you followers of other Israelite groups. This is not profitable. This is not profitable. It doesn't do anything. If you're a prophet, you wouldn't be focusing on debates. The Lord is calling his prophets. He's not calling debaters. Debates come with prophecy. But once you done warned somebody and you told them and you warned us as a group, as a whole, what is the point? I would have no problem if they came up to us and I say, me personally or our camp, and dealt with them if they haven't dealt with anybody else. And then I would teach them, if they don't understand Jew and Greek, and the original word was Grecian, which means Hellenistic Jew. If they understand Jew or Greek, John 3:16, which also goes, what's that word? Comidzo, when you go into the root of it, which means to bring back what was previously yours. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand the propitiation and for the remission of sins and the reconciliation, when it talks about reconciling, you can't reconcile something you never had. That's like me going to a woman and say, hey, let's reconcile. She's going to look at me like I'm crazy and probably smack me. She's going to say, reconcile what? We was never together. That's where you get reconcilable differences. So if they don't understand these words in Revelation 7 and 9 and Genesis 12 and 3 about in Abraham's seed all the nations shall be blessed, if they don't understand that and we show it, like we had a good dialogue with a whole group of Christians that came up, and it was a pretty good dialogue. They didn't understand who we were, and we showed them, and they left and they understood most of it in the hopes that the elect, if they're the elect, they're going to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Titus 6 and 3. If anyone teaches a different doctrine and does not agree with the sound word of the Lord Yahushua and the teaching that accords with godliness, right? He is puffed up with conceit and understands nothing. He is as unhealthy, craving for controversy and for quarrels about words, which produce envy, dissension, slander, evil suspensions, right? And this brings up nothing but trouble. And this is why General Yohan is so mad at GMS and say we caused the trouble when it was you guys, all you guys in these phony ass debates, hooking up with heathens and getting together, having them at summits and Hebrew summits and bringing heathens and Pan-Africans into your Passover, okay? Doing all kinds of weird, sick stuff. Sakari is just a follower group. They're a splinter group that followed GMS, got most of GMS teachings they want, spit out the rest, took a little IUIC and the law teaching, spit out the rest, took a little bit of divine prospect teachings, spit out the rest, a little bit, I believe, of HOI. So these guys was no different than Fopi. They don't have a ground. And as General Yohana believes, said he's the original. It's a whole mother. Look, man, the name changed, right? I mean, the game changed, just the name stayed the same. Yeah, that's all. That's all that happened. That is not, General Yohana School is not original One West. The name is. They don't have the same people. They don't have the same leadership. Okay? And originally, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to say that broadly, but I hear that it was only really taught about blacks only, no Native Americans. But ISUBK teaching the Native Americans. You see what I'm saying? They still teaching that black madness. So all these guys are phony. All of them boule. All of them getting paid. I don't know if they all boule, but they all juiced in some kind of way. That's all I have on that.